Mr. Ashok Lavasa uncle. He was a very, very close friend and a batchmate of Papa. He was a 1980 batch IAS officer. So he served in various capacities in the government of Haryana and the government of India, including Finance Secretary and Environment Secretary. He served as the Election Commissioner of India up until early this year, and he is currently the Vice President of the Asian Development Bank.
उपस्थित महानुभावों और मनोज के मित्रों, मुझे लगता है कि this is not an occasion to mourn. I think we are all here to perpetuate his memory. और मुझे कभी कल्पना नहीं थी कि ऐसे मौके पर मुझे बोलना पड़ेगा, तो मैं कोई तैयारी करके नहीं आया और मनोज झा की तरह मैं कोई इतना अच्छा वक्ता भी नहीं हूँ, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि ऐसे मौके के लिए कोई शायद कभी भी तैयारी नहीं कर सकता। और शायद इस कमरे में जितने लोग उपस्थित हैं, मनोज श्रीवास्तव को मैं बहुत पहले से जानता हूँ। I saw him first time on the 15th of September 1980 when we went to the academy, and nobody could miss him. We used to call him the handsome Hulk. इतनी ज़बरदस्त personality, and he was really towering over all the rest. वो एक पुरानी फिल्मों में गाना था, हंसता हुआ नूरानी चेहरा, और you could not miss his presence. With the passage of time, we all realized that वो हंसता हुआ चेहरा तो था, लेकिन उनके अंदर एक ऐसी ज्वाला हमेशा जलती रहती थी। और हम लोग मजाक में धीरे धीरे जब जानना शुरू किया मनोज श्रीवास्तव को, बहुत रेस्टलेस, हर चीज़ में सवाल उनके दिमाग में रहता था। और मजाक में लोग एकेडमी में उनके मित्र उनको कहते थे कि ये कागज़ के फूल या प्यासा में जैसे गुरुदत्त थे कि भाई जला दो, हर चीज़ को बदलना है, ये जज्बा उनके अंदर था। But gradually we realized that it was not the hollow idealism that fires a youth. And while we were sitting here, my wife, who also knew him very well, she made a point कि वो एक फिल्म आई थी अभी MBBS, मुन्ना भाई MBBS, तो उसमें वो डॉक्टर ये कहता है कि भाई you don't have to love the patient, you are here to cure the patient. But I think Manoj had both. He wanted to cure and he also was in love with people. That I think was a hallmark of his personality, and what we felt with the passage of time, धीरे धीरे सबके जहन में, सेंसिटिविटी में एक पड़क जमती आती है, रेजिग्नेशन की, फ्रस्ट्रेशन की, सिनिसिज्म की, नेगेटिविटी की. But as Sagar said that, and we all felt about him, that he continued to have the same zeal, the same spirit, the same desire to work for the cause that he thought was very dear to him, and that was to uplift the poor. But I think Manoj was not all about chasing the Lawrence curve, as it were. He was a man of Catholic taste. He loved the good things of life. अभी रोशनी ने बताया कि खाने के बड़े शौकीन थे और कुछ शायद ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा शौकीन थे खाने के. And he used to dance very well. He was fond of music. The Academy lounge used to vibrate with his dance, and he would sweat all over by the time we finished those sessions after dinner. The other thing which I very distinctly remember about him, and we had a very peculiar relationship. Whenever he was fired up, all charged with his fanciful ideas and very deep thoughts, I always used to say something which would more or less bring him down to reality. So he would say that, you have the tendency to mix the sublime with the ridiculous. And I used to tell him that, look, Manoj, Shakespeare created a character who was called the wise fool. He was a clown, but he was essential in all the plays, and he used to represent the intrinsic philosophy of life which Shakespeare wanted to convey to the audience. And that he used to convey through the clown who was a wise fool. So I said, Manoj, it is very important that while you understand the profundity of life, and while you want to achieve what you think is your ideal, the wise fool also feels that while this is all noble and to be strived for, he understands the transience of life, and he tries to mix the two and come to terms with what is real, and yet he does not give what he is pursuing. So I think that is what defined Manoj Srivastava for us. I recall in the academy, whenever we had any lectures, so, generally the mahal is such that you don't like people asking questions because that prolongs the session. But no lecture would be complete without Manoj Srivastava asking a question. And when he got up to ask a question, you realize that he actually added value to the lecture. And he brought before you certain dimensions. In his own inimitable, elaborate fashion, he would speak and compel you to think beyond what was said in the lecture. So he was an inquisitive mind, and I don't think that he was inquisitive just for the heck of pursuing knowledge, but he wanted answers. I think he was looking for answers to some problems which have persisted in our society for long. As has been observed by many before me, that even in his work, he brought that fire in him. And generally it is felt that as civil servants, you try to stay calm, you try to stay balanced. And it is a rare civil servant who will maintain that rigor of not only his commitment, but I think he always tried to marry his commitment with great scholarship. And he was perpetually in pursuit of knowledge. You all know that. And the presence of Professor Abhijit Banerjee today, I think, is a great tribute to whatever Manoj Srivastava represented. Even when we met him later in life, we attended a training, I remember, in Jaipur. I think that time he was in Dhanbad, probably. He was DDC or something. And we would find that here is early in the morning, people are either jogging or somebody is going for a walk or having a morning tea. And somebody is at the reception counter speaking loudly. Those are days when we didn't have mobile phones. तो वो वहाँ reception के phone से phone मिला के और अपने office में रोज बिला नागा check करते थे कि भाई वो file dispose of हुई या नहीं हुई, वो काम हुआ या नहीं हुआ. So, I mean, some people were amused, but I think it really showed his sincerity that he had. Finally, what I would say is that, if you look at a thing like the way he named his children, Sagar, Shikhar, Roshni, these are all values, these are all aspirations, goals that we all strive for. And even the Equity Foundation, which has been set up, uh, I think it cherishes, it represents the core aspect of what Manoj was always wanting to do. And all those who are pursuing the developments in the world will realize the pandemic has actually made it more sharper. Look at the tremendous amount of inequity in the world. Even for a thing like a vaccine, see the great divide in the world. There are countries where per capita 8, 9 vaccines are already available, and people don't want there to be vaccinated. There are hundreds of countries where people are dying for want of vaccines. And there is a very interesting chart which has been prepared by UNICEF, which shows that how do the high-income countries, where do they stand in terms of procurement of vaccines? Where do the middle-income countries stand? And I can tell you that as per the latest statistics which I saw, till the middle-income countries, they have all arranged for vaccines for 100% of their citizens. But the low-income countries are all languishing. So even in a thing like a pandemic, which is a question of life and death, the world cannot come together, and we cannot ensure justice and fair play in the world. And that is what you see. You look at climate change. It's the same inequity, it is the same divisiveness in the world which continues to plague. So the question of equity and the question of environment protection, I think these are two goals which humanity can ignore at its own peril. And don't forget the ILO motto that everyone is threatened till, I don't recall exactly what it is, but it says that till poverty is removed, prosperity is always under threat. So we have to, even if you don't talk in terms of equality, in terms of availability of resources, but the huge amount of people who can't afford a square meal, that continues to be an issue. And the disparity has worsened in the last 20, 25 years. So whereas on the one hand, there is so much talk about the ripple down effect or the trickle down effect, and the fact that liberalization of the markets and will benefit everyone. Yes, but I think people are beginning to revisit the definition of capitalism. People have tried to question whether this pursuit of materialism is worth it after all. Suddenly during the pandemic and lockdown, you found कि लोगों को चिड़िया नज़र आने लगी, नीला आसमान नज़र आने लग गया, और ये लगने लग गया कि भाई समय है, मिल नहीं सकते लोगों से, इंसानियत ख़त्म हो रही है. So, I mean, after all, there are certain core values which we must preserve. I don't want to make it into a big lecture, but I come back to the central point that the focus on the ordinary man, जो साधारण मनुष्य है, उसकी भलाई के लिए, और मैं ये नहीं कहता कि प्रॉस्पेरिटी, बट उसकी भलाई के लिए, जब तक व्यवस्था इस चीज़ के ऊपर तवज्जो नहीं देती, जब तक समाज इस चीज़ पे तवज्जो नहीं देता, तब तक वी आर इन ट्रबल. एंड आई थिंक दिस इज़ वॉट मनोज वॉज ट्राइंग. पुराने ज़माने में जब हम स्कूल में पढ़ते थे, तब गोपाल दास नीरज ने एक कविता में ये कहा था कि पुरानी और नई रोशनी में फ़र्क सिर्फ इतना है, उसे कश्ती नहीं मिलती, इसे साहिल नहीं मिलता. और मुझे लगता है कि मनोज के पास कश्ती थी, साहिल की तलाश में था, हम सब हैं. और आई थिंक द ग्रेटेस्ट tribute that we all can pay to Manoj is, as I said, forget that he is no more. He was here for 65 years. He has done whatever he was destined to do. And now, can we carry on with not something that he represented, but something which the world needs? So thank you very much. I'm really privileged to be here today. Thank you.